Welcome to Marriage Monday with Jeremiah and Savannah Jennings. The Jennings own Growing Green Landscapes and are very happily married. In this podcast, Jeremiah and Savannah discuss the wins, losses, good times, bad times, and everything in between pertaining to owning a business while maintaining a healthy marriage along the way. We hope you enjoy the show.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am so excited to be coming to you today with another fresh new episode for your ears to listen to. I don't know if it'll be packed full of value, but it's going to be a fun one. Hope you join along and stay with us today. We are joined with my co-host for Marriage Mondays, because that's what this show is. Savannah, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
All right, we've kind of got into a tradition here of
giving the update.
How we start these shows. So it's going to change for a little bit in about 2 weeks. So where are we at now? Give everybody a baby update.
Yeah. I mean, we are at 38 weeks. So we're
38 weeks.
Yeah,
not like 30 weeks. Like, oh, we got 2 more months. And not 34 weeks. Oh, we got a month left. Like 2 weeks. Like 14 days.
If that. I mean, literally
14 days.
Any minute now could happen.
Absolutely.
I wish. Yeah.
We are ready to go. Everything is in line.
Yeah.
Hope y'all are out there having a good time, working, getting done, end of the season. Busy times here.
It's
just
not
got a lot
the
to
end
do.
of the season.
It's like 3/4 of the way through the season.
Yeah.
It's coming to an end.
You see the light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, we're already seeing leaves fall out here in the south.
But that's that's so deceptive, because it's August and the leaves are falling and it's going to be hot till November.
Yeah, and the leaves will fall until December.
Yeah. So it's
it's not going away anytime soon.
Yeah.
But we're happy to be here. I'm happy to be through like the quote unquote dog days of summer. If you listen to the podcast earlier on, I don't know, 10 episodes ago maybe, I don't know, we did something in there about we didn't have dog days of summer for us. We tried to keep mentality of not going through that and trying to stay positive and push through and look at the positive things, because that's something that we've talked about. Me and Sven actually had this conversation the other day about keeping a positive attitude through negative situations. And I think if you don't have a positive outlook on life, and I was listening to, an Andy Frisella podcast with, it was actually a really good podcast. It was with, I don't remember his name. It was back when MFCEO project was out. That's what the name of the podcast was. I think it was episode 81. If y'all listen to that, if y'all listen to the Andy Frisella podcast, you need to go listen to episode 81. I might share it on Instagram today or something. But go check it out. It was one of the best episodes I've heard. And then he did an episode with Jocko Willink later on, and that was a good one as well. But anyway, taking the positive things out of the negative things, a lot of negative things could happen. I mean, you could spin a lot of things negatively, like Ben leaving a month before we have a baby. We could spin that negatively, but we've turned to spin it positively. And I think it's going to help us in the long run that we just kind of look at the positive things. You control what we can control. We talked about that last week. Control things that we can control and don't worry about things that we can't control. But that's not what we're going to get into today. What we're going to get into today is building a tight network and a close friendship of people and community around you outside of your marriage. And so we both know, Sven and I both know, that we are number one for each other, and then Jack will be number two, and always, like, it'll be God, Savannah for me, and then Jack for her. It'll be God, me, and Jack. But outside of our marriage, we need to do things and create a community around us that we can turn to in times of need, we can turn to in times of good, that we can share our wins with and our losses. And if we don't have that community, I think we could get very lonely, even ourselves. We could get very lonely when times get tough. And up to this point in marriage and in business, we've really had no hard struggles. Like, we talk about that all the time of people that we know have had really hard marriages, and they've had a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and they've come through a lot of valleys and been on a lot of mountaintops. But we have been pretty stagnant so far. I don't think we've, had a ton of wins, but we haven't had really many losses either.
Yeah.
So we've been very good, but we need to prepare ourselves for what happens when we do go through a valley. If we get in and something happens, like me cutting my hand off, was that a valley? I don't know. That was like a small descent. I don't think it was really a valley. Like, it could have been pretty bad, but again, we just looked at it and took the positives and went with it as we could. But community around you, something we talked about in our small group of church, and it's I don't know how important we can really make it come across, and I think it is, and something we have to get better at ourselves is find people. I think one, you need to find people that, and so this is whether you're a religious person or not. If you believe in God and you're saved, or you go to church, anything like that's on you. You know what our beliefs are. We're not going to preach today, but in our case, it's small groups. It's Sunday school classes that we get in with friends of people our age, around our age, with kids, about to have kids, like the same stage of life as us. That's how we do it. But even if you don't go to church, I think you should still try to get in some type of network with the neighbors in your neighborhood or something like that. Friends, family, co-workers, anything like that you should be around. We are trying to get more married friends our age that we can network and communicate with and share our wins and our losses with. But at the same time, we are also need to start, and this is something that we haven't even talked about really much off air, but the huddles that the church was talking about. And what their definition for a huddle was same-sex group, very small, close-knit group of people that you go hang out with and disciple each other and grow, both spiritually and just self-help, like helping yourself grow to be a better person. And so what I mean by same sex is like I hang out with guys, Savannah hangs out with girls, and things that we can relate on.
Yeah. So agree with all
Not
of that.
Not same-sex couples.
No. Yes, important to have those relationships with other, people, couples, whatever, that are kind of in the same stage of life in you, as far as, so like you have people to lean on in harder times, but like also just to do life, like not necessarily just, we need to have friends so that we can have somebody around when we need help or like when we need something. You need people to go through life with. Like we were designed, like the way we are and we were created was to be with, be relational. And yes, you have that in your spouse, but it's different. It's so different. Like the relationship that I have with Jeremiah is so different than the relationship I have with my best friend and the relationship that we have with our other couple friends. And you need all of it, like not to say that we're not like happy with our relationship with each other. We need friends. We got to, hang out with other people. But I think it's just also just as important to have those different types of relationships because they serve different purposes. So I think it's very important for us to find friends that are going through similar things and that are in similar places in life to where we can kind of grow together and go through those things together and just build community.
Yeah, it's very, very important to me that we do that and get that figured out. So, I don't know. I wrote down a few questions and answers we might just go through and discuss here a little bit. This probably won't be a very long show, but how can they help us? How can friends help us? Like, what is the reasoning behind it? The first thing I had written down was they push us to be better people. And you don't want to be around somebody who's not trying to better themselves or better their marriage. That's, I mean, in my case, my humble opinion, that's how we're going to look at things in life is like, if people are just happy where they're at, they're not trying to grow, they're not trying to be better, then I don't want to be around them. I don't want to. I mean, yeah, we'll go eat dinner sometimes, but like I'm not going to hang out with them 24/7. I'm sorry. Because we are striving to become better every single day. We're never going to reach perfect, but we're going to do the best we can to get there. And just better ourselves. So they push you to be better in business and in marriage and in life. I mean, in business, I think you need to be friends with people. You need to be friends with other business owners for sure, because they can relate to you. So I think we could transition. We'll go there in a minute. We'll go that route in a minute. So we'll come back to that. But push you to be better people, push you to be better parents, better spouses, things like that. They can encourage us. That's something that I think is important and needs to be talked about.
Well, I think along the lines of like pushing you to be better people is that they hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Like it's not just that they're encouraging you to be better people, but if you are open and honest and have those meaningful friendships with people that are outside of your spouse, not that your spouse can't, but But
people outside have a different perspective.
Yeah, and they can help hold you accountable in those areas and the things that you say you want to improve on in those areas, like they can encourage you and hold you accountable.
And you just need other people's opinions sometimes. Like, other people's opinions don't matter, but at the same time, you can get a lot of wisdom from that. Like, some of our closest friends are getting married in 6 months, and they're looking at building a house, and we were all hanging out last night and talking about that of like, what are they going to do? And they were asking us our opinions and sizes and how to do this, how to do that, what should we choose? And it's just like getting feedback from like that's the closest.
And it's not even that you have to have friends that have it all figured out, because it kind of makes me laugh, because like we don't. They were asking us about stuff like we don't. But it's kind of like we don't have anything figured out. Y'all don't really have it figured out, but we'll all figure it out
together.
Do it
together, yeah.
You know, and it's just.
But that's what makes you feel like you're not alone.
Yeah.
Is when you have people that you can say, we all are in this together. Like, none of us are rich. None of us are crazy. Like, got everything figured out. We're just striving to get better and grow every day.
Yeah. I just can't emphasize, like, I just feel like it's so important to have friends, like, to have, like, couple friends, like, that we all hang out with, like, do things together, but also how just important it is for us to have friends.
We're going to go there in a minute. Don't jump too far ahead.
So, well, you didn't tell me. I didn't get an itinerary.
Yeah, I know. We do this thing just, I don't know. This is the most real life podcast we've ever done. Back to our things on how they can help us. Sometimes they can physically help.
Yeah.
Friends can physically help us. Like, when we have a baby, like, they can physically help us. They can come help us clean the house or get us groceries or bring us a meal or if, like in our small group, we're talking about.
Well, no, I was going to say something else.
Well, we'll hear your story and I'll tell mine.
I don't really have a story. I was just like you physically helping your friend.
Oh yeah, Caleb?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, literally going to a yard that I used to mow like 4 years ago.
Boondocks, yeah.
Yeah.
Way out there.
At like 10 o'clock at night because his power steering fluid ran out. So I had to go get him and bring power steering fluid. And that's what it's all about. Like, I love that stuff. I think that's my ministry, like, that I feel like that's what I'm called to do is, like, just help people and give back any way I can. Because, like, I can't go give him $5,000 to take his business to the next level, but I can go help him in a time of need or things like that. So, there goes my pen. But the reason they're saying physically help, like, in our small group, Frank and they were saying this morning about their kid, they had a ghost pepper, and he was playing with it and got some of it in his eye somehow. And his parents weren't there, so their neighbors live next to him. They're close. They know each other. They have each other cell phones, and they called their neighbor, and their neighbor went over there, and apparently like whole milk, right?
We'll get something of it'll. It doesn't really matter, but it'll like break down the pepper or something.
Yeah. So if you ever get a ghost pepper in your eye, put whole milk in your eye, and it'll be fine. So, but they called
good content.
Yeah, I know. They called them, and they were able to go over there and help their kid though. Like, his eye could have seriously been in danger. Like if that would have stayed in his eye for too long. So being able to call on physically for help sometimes I think is a pretty practical reason to have close friends.
We have great friends that'll come like let our dogs out if we
Somebody's gonna have to watch our dogs when you go into labor. Like that's like we're gonna have to have people who can physically help us. And I'm not somebody who likes to ask for help like that. Like I'm not that way, but just knowing people that we have that will do it, that's what it's all about. So
and being that for somebody else.
Yeah, I think
you kind of already touched on that, but you
can't expect it from
I think
them.
it kind of goes without saying that you be the friend that you want to have, and if you expect these things from somebody else, like you need to be prepared to do that for them. And if you don't, maybe look at yourself and be like, well, am I a good friend? Like, am I doing these things for other people?
Then how can you make yourself better to be friend? Like,
well, I just mean like if you don't feel like you have people that would do that stuff for you, do you do those things for other people? Are you serving them?
Yeah, no, 100%. If you're not giving back and giving of yourself first, then why would they ever like call you or ask you to do anything for them? Last thing on this question is, I think sometimes they can just listen. They can be there emotionally for you. Yeah. And like that's something that I think we all need, and we can kind of transition here into the whole having friends of your sex outside of marriage. And so as married couples, I think you can talk to people and relate with them, and you can if you're going through struggles in your marriage about who knows, communication.
Stop.
Savannah gets so mad when I bring that up now every time. But I got to figure out a way to throw it in here from now on. Like, it's going to have to figure it out. It will be in every podcast. Okay. Mark my words. The word communication will be in every podcast for the rest of time.
Great.
But you don't know. You never know what you could be going through. We could be going through something that only another married couple could relate with. And so they could be with you there. But then, so we'll transition here and go back to, we'll start with what you were talking about having friends outside of marriage, like your own friends. And I think they could emotionally be there for you to understand things about you that I physically can't understand.
Yeah. So I'll preface with saying, like, we're talking about, if you're going through things with your spouse, you have a friend to talk about it with. But like, one of Jeremiah and I's biggest things we didn't really talk about saying this, but like,
we don't ever talk about saying anything before we do this.
I guess.
I think that's why it's good, because it's
like,
just not scripted. We just go with it.
We don't. I'm going to say we. I assume you don't. I don't talk negatively about Jeremiah to my friends. Like, if we are ever going through something or, like, I'm upset with him, I don't go to my friends about times or things that I'm upset with him about. Like, you needing advice or, like, having a real, like, issue or, like, something you're struggling with in your marriage is different. And then, in that sense, I would encourage you to go to somebody that you consider, like, maybe like a mentor, somebody that you look up to like get advice about. But like, we do not rant about each other to our friends. Like, I don't go to my friends.
No, it's something.
Just like blah, 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 blah.
And that's advice we got before marriage was never, ever, 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 under any circumstances, talk negatively about your spouse to somebody else.
Yes. Like, I don't put him down to my friends, you know? So, yes, important to like have friends
unless
that
they're,
can relate to you.
Physically abusing you or something.
Yeah, I mean that's different. But no, there are there are times where your friends just get you in different ways than your spouse does, and it's not that it's a bad thing. It's just different. So there are times that I get in the car with one of my best friends. I'm like, I just need to rant. I just need to talk, and it's not that like I can't tell Jeremiah those things, but your friends just understand in a different way. And then
it depends on what you're doing. Like, so what I was talking about earlier about having friends and having business owners that are business owners is, for me in my case of owning a business, and it's just one of those things of like, I don't know, Savannah doesn't always understand the things that I go through, and she probably never will understand every little thing that we go through. So for that case, I need to have somebody that I can talk to about like business owner things. But in the same sense, you need to be able to talk. You need to be able to have friends talk about nursing things with.
I know, that's what I was going to say.
Like to debrief and rant about your day.
Thing. Yeah, like the other night on the way home, like I had a crazy day at work, and I called Bree to talk to Bree about it because it was it's not that I didn't want to tell you, but sometimes you just want to talk to somebody that gets it and that understands. And there are days that I know you go through things working, and it honestly is more frustrating for you to try and explain to me why you're frustrated about what you're frustrated about than it is for you to just kind of rant to a friend. And I think that's just important to have your same-sex friends outside of your spouse that you can kind of rant with and talk with. And then also you can be, they talked about this morning, like being vulnerable with about
because it's hard to be
grow
vulnerable.
So, and I don't know. I just think it's important for personal growth to have friends of the same sex outside of your marriage.
It's hard to be vulnerable because it's going to be hard in your marriage if you're struggling and y'all are like trying to stay together and not get divorced or whatever you're going through, like you're having tough times. It's going to be hard for you to go to somebody and admit that. But if you don't, you're going to go down a long path of loneliness and end up doing something you probably regret.
Like we were talking about today about how, it's so hard to be vulnerable, but then you get to a point where you're talking to so-and-so and they tell you like, yeah, we're doing this or we're going through this or whatever. And you're like, oh my gosh, like I had no idea. Like I wish you would have told me and we could have
tried to help,
talked about it, or I could have prayed for you, or we could have talked through it and, like figured it out together. But so often, like just in our culture and our world, like people don't really want to talk about things that they're struggling with. So often things don't get talked about until it's happening. And then it's like, well, I could have been there for you, or we could have talked about it or whatever. So I think it's...
I wonder if, this is so random, I wonder if social media has a thing to do with that. Because social media puts on such a show.
Yeah, everybody wants to put their best foot forward.
So how could you live, everybody lives their life on social media. Mm-hmm. How could you live your life on social media as a perfect person, a perfect family, perfect couple, and then go talk to somebody outside of there and admit you have problems? Because they're going to think, well, your social media doesn't show that. Like everything's fine.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that 20 years ago they didn't have to deal with. Like nobody knew other than the people you hung out with.
Yeah, kind
now
of.
Now the world thinks that you're perfect.
I guess so, but like you're kind of naive if you look at somebody's Instagram account and think that just because everything they post is perfect, that their life is perfect. Like, you
True.
know, if you
But
really
that's
look at
what's
somebody's
portrayed.
account and think that, then no. Like, nobody's life is perfect. Everybody has something they're dealing with or they're struggling with, and they're obviously usually not going to post that on social media.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you have your people that will be open and honest on there, but 9 times out of 10, people aren't going to post what they're struggling with. They're just going to post the good stuff.
Yeah.
So
No, that's right.
don't look at people's account and think that they have it all together.
Get to know them on a deeper level than Instagram. That's the thing. Like,
yeah, I mean,
don't
yeah.
just know your Instagram. I mean, don't know your neighbor from Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Get to know your neighbor by having a dinner and hanging out.
I mean, that's just another thing we were talking about. It's just being intentional, like with your
and it takes
friendships.
time.
Yeah.
That's something that I think we need to hit on is,
Yeah.
especially as business owners and parents and everything else that goes along with it. Like, who has time to do this stuff?
Yeah, it
Who has
takes
time
time
to
to
record
really build
podcasts?
those relationships.
Who has time to do this stuff? But if you don't take the time for those relationships, if you're not intentional, then it's going to come back to
You're
bite
not,
you.
yeah,
Like,
I mean, if you're not intentional with your friendships and relationships, they're not going to be meaningful. Like, if
Yeah.
you're not intentional with investing time into people, then how is that relationship going to be any different than just an acquaintance or a coworker or
just
whatever?
Like, how much more important is that relationship than the 10 minutes you spent on Instagram that day?
Yeah,
Like, call somebody and talk to them for 10 minutes a day.
yeah,
And don't sit on Instagram for 10 minutes a day.
yeah,
Read a self-help book for 10 minutes a day instead of seeing it on Instagram. Read the Bible for 10 minutes a day instead of seeing it. Pray for 10 minutes. Like,
yeah,
it's all about being intentional with your time. And, like,
yeah.
you can be anything you want to be.
Whoa.
Literally, you can. Like, if you spend your time the right way, you literally can be anything you want to be.
Yeah,
If you think about it. Like, stop and think about it if you're listening to this and think about that one statement. Like, and it's not profound, but you can be anything you want to be. If you're fat and you want to be skinny, you can be skinny in a year.
yeah,
Look at what Nick Carlson's done. The dude's lost 150 pounds almost, maybe more, in less than a year. Like, if you want to be smarter, read more books. If you want to be a better Christian, read the Bible and pray more. If you want to be a better friend, make intentional time to be with your friends and, like, put
Yeah.
others first.
yeah,
I don't know. It's crazy stuff. But being a business owner and having friends that are business owners, I think, like, the same-sex friends thing, the whole huddle group. So the huddle group, what we're talking about is, like,
yeah. It's like a very, very
close-knit,
small, close-knit
like 5 or
group
6
of people of the same sex that you meet with on a regular basis that you just invest in each other and you just are vulnerable and open and hold each other accountable and growth. And they call it kind of huddle because of how small it is, just because of how much easier it is to be open and honest with 3 or 4 people than it is to be in a small group or class the size of 20 people or 25 people that you don't really know.
And that's something that's going to take so much time commitment. Like,
Yeah.
like it needs to be done once a week, probably.
Yeah, they said like once a week for a year or so, I think.
Yeah. And then you
Usually
gotta graduate
lasts, and then you
into-
kind of graduate, and then you kind of start a huddle group of people you feel like you are called to invest in, and kind of like
And being
build
a
it from
mentor,
there.
like, people think, well, I'm not a mentor. I don't, like, no. You mentor everybody. Like, it's what the teacher always told you in school. Like, the 12th graders, the 6th graders always look up to the 12th graders, even though the 12th graders didn't do
there's
anything.
always somebody watching.
The 6th graders, the 1st graders looked up to them. Like, you're literally always influencing somebody in a good way
Yeah.
and or a bad way.
Just be intentional about it.
Yeah, so you have to take time and commitment and make the effort to be intentional and be the best person you can be. Be a mentor, be a friend, but be a friend before you try to be a mentor. Don't
Yeah.
try to help somebody else.
Yeah, that,
Like, oh,
like
I can
that.
help you.
No.
Just be there for them
Yeah. Well, just like
because then
care
they're
about them.
yeah.
I mean, just
care
you
about
know,
people.
Right.
So, I don't know. That's real.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. I mean, that's just man, that's good. I don't even know how much more I want to take it. 25 minutes. I think that's pretty good for today's show. I told you it wasn't going to be a long one. Make more friends. Not make more friends. Build.
Just be intentional about the friendships that you have.
Yeah, and make your friendships better.
Yeah.
And if you need to find new friends, get around new friends. Get around people.
Yeah, evaluate your friendships. Are they encouraging? Are they intentional? Are they like serving purpose? And
Don't be around friends who just take and never give.
yeah,
That's something you got to be look out for.
like
Don't be friends with the leech.
I don't know what I'm
sorry.
trying to say. But like, are they not just like are they meaningful, but like is your life better because of it?
Yeah.
And are you improving them? Are you building them up?
What was I listening to the other day? I think I was listening to a sermon the other day. I think I was. And it's like, are you the person when you leave, like when people leave from hanging out with you, are you the person where they're like, man, I want to hang out with them again? Or like, no, that was not fun. Like, I don't want to see them next time I'm there.
Yeah.
And everyone has those people. Everyone has people on both sides of that spectrum of like, I don't want to see them again. They ignore me every time I see them. And then there's people where I'm like, whoa, let's hang out with them again like tomorrow night because they invested. They really gave a lot back to me. They helped me. They encouraged me. And I want to do the best I can to give back to them and then give to the bigger community out there. So I think that's going to be it for today's show. Are you okay over there? Are you going into labor on the podcast?
I don't know what's going on. I think it's just a fake one. We're good.
Oh, my goodness. This is crazy. I'm telling you guys, this could happen. Like, this could happen on the show right now. Contraction is definitely happening right now. But
yeah, it's
could be
fake.
Could be fake.
Holy
Probably
cow.
is a fake one. But anyway, 2 weeks from baby. Hopefully we're here next week. Hopefully we have a baby next week. We would love to have a baby next week.
I would love to have a baby next week.
But we'll see. So y'all pray. If you're listening to this on Monday, pray that God will put Savannah into labor in a healthy way and prepare her and get this baby out of here because it's just
he is healthy. He has cooked for long enough.
He's here. Doctor says he's good to come as soon as the body's ready. So y'all pray with us and help that everything goes good. And just pray, keep us in your prayers for a while. We're going to try to keep Marriage Mondays coming consistently. I don't know what our schedule. We're first time new parents. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. I got a full route to run outside of like my lawn business has to be ran, and then got to be a parent as well. So a lot of fun things happening here.
Yeah, lots of moving parts.
A lot to keep up with, but it's going to be fun. We really enjoy doing it. I think it's a ministry. I think it's a way to help people, and we get as much help out of it listening and hearing from you guys as we do talking and giving out whatever advice we can give. So without any further ado, that is going to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave us those ratings and reviews. Those 5 stars really help us in a short sentence there just to let everybody know that you like the podcast, you tuned in, and it's something to benefit. So when they click on the show, they read that, and then they go listen to a few episodes and then share it with their friends. And so that's going to wrap this one up. We look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next episode.